Yeah.
I said, because I've seen that with some of the people that I worked with that had PTSD, where they get, because they're in this heightened stress state, everything seems to be moving so quickly. Yeah. They're hypersensitive. Uh, there's no time to do anything. So it's almost like the opposite when people go into stress when things slow down. When they're in this chronic stress, it's almost as if things speed up.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I need to drink some water. And what she'd done is she'd gone through this really heightened stress time, and her brain was no longer able to separate time out. It was all like really close together. And all I got to do is just relax, go back. In fact, go back to the time before all the stress things happen.
Yeah.
And it released it. And then we just locked that back in, and she was fine. And in fact, the work you did with me last February, so yeah, I remembered it was February. Yeah. After I'd had my mild stroke, when I'd lost track of time, I knew where I was, I knew who I was, but I didn't know when I was. So I was very present in the now, which was blissful and still is, because I still experience it. I wasn't thinking about the future, I wasn't thinking about the past. But if you ask me when now is, I'll go, I haven't got a clue. I had to check. Yeah, it was my way of verifying, is it Tuesday at 2 o'clock? I just knew it was sometime now. So that was an interesting experience. And that was triggered, I think, by what was my brain process a very stressful experience. So I'm not saying everybody that isn't aware of how they process time is to do with stress, but I've seen that before where a lot of people with PTSD, and even my experience, it's like the system kind of just can't handle it anymore. So let's just be two things, either present, so you don't care, or everything's happening at once.